are back. I'm Tomeka Jones, and you're watching Flawless Conversations on NowMedia Television. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome back to Flawless Conversations. Don't miss a second of this show or any of your Now Media favorite TV shows, live or on demand, anytime, anywhere. Grab the free Now Media TV app on Roku or iOS and enjoy instant access of our lineup of bilingual programming in both English and Espanol. You can now listen to Flawless Conversations anytime on Now Media TV website at www.nowmedia.tv.com, covering business, breaking news, lifestyle, culture, and more. Now Media TV is available 24/7. So the stories you care about are always within reach. As we close today's conversations with Dr. Donte Vaughn, we're tackling something many visionaries, trailblazers, leaders don't talk about: the loneliness that comes with the leadership. For leaders, this can be both a challenge as well as a calling. Dr. Dante, why do leaders often feel so isolated, even in leadership positions?
You know, we always say it's lonely at the top, right? And
Yeah.
oftentimes, I think it's twofold. When you're placed in a position where you are sought after to and ultimately inform the decisions that drive outcomes, there's there aren't many with whom you can collaborate because the higher you go, the more isolating it becomes. If you look at a typical pyramid, right? Typical pyramid in a traditional sense, at the peak of a pyramid, there's not much space for anyone else to sit, right? If I'm the higher I go, the less counterparts I have to solicit. That's the perception, right? As we see leadership as a pyramid, I'm sitting at the top. It's very, very lonely in that context. And it can feel that way because we bear this responsibility of leadership and decision making. And that's a responsibility that most take serious.
Mhm.
Now, imagine if we inverted the pyramid
Hmm.
and we recognize that, in fact, the most lonely isn't where we sit. It's where the people who are closest to the front line executing every day, who don't feel like they have the power of influence over the decisions that are impacting their lives and the customer's experience. Imagine the loneliness of that when you come in every day where you don't influence what you do, where you do it, or necessarily how you do it, or the decisions that impact it. So we have to first shift our mindset. We're not victims because we are senior leaders. We are influencers. We invert the pyramid and we recognize that I'm actually not alone. So all these individuals can actually play a role in the decisions that have to be made. The transparency that I have, not to the extent that it's far reaching. I don't have to show the balance sheet of my company to my frontline hourly employee, but I get to leverage this massive body of people who are all engaged on the same mission. Imagine if I solicit and find mechanisms of sharing what's happening in the business and soliciting input and guidance. Now I no longer feel like I'm isolated in what's informing my decision making. No longer do I feel isolated because now I have to leverage all these other points of views and perspectives. And wow, that feels communal. That feels like there's a sense of greatness beyond myself to drive the outcomes of anything. We don't have to feel alone in the journey, but oftentimes it comes with self. How much of that is our own ego?
Yes.
How much that is our own misperception that because I'm being vulnerable and transparent around these decisions I have to make, that somehow I'm perceived as weaker.
Mm.
So a lot of times our feeling of isolation and loneliness has much to do with the environments and the relationships and the circumstances that we've perpetuated, not others. So while yes, it does feel lonely at the top, only if you see yourself as a pyramid. But if I see myself as a funnel, if I see my organization and the people within it as a funnel, Well, that's a different experience that you'll have even as the senior most executive. You don't have to be the CEO in an office that no one ever sees. That's a choice you make that has a lot to do with the loneliness that you experience.
So you're saying flip it, flip that pyramid into a
Invert
funnel.
the pyramid into a funnel, and then doesn't mean you change your positioning. It means you've inverted it. You're still up there, but now you're up there with this body of individuals who now can share in this experience in a manner that's relevant to their level. It doesn't mean that you're overtly transparent. It doesn't mean that you're sharing insights that are in misalignment with the strategic direction of the organization or what's appropriate. It just means that now I shift how I see myself and how I navigate communication along the way. And by the way, it's helping others feel less lonely and less isolated. When the frontline leader can come out of their office and sit down and have lunch and break bread with or their senior leader can break bread with their frontline team members, imagine how less lonely they feel. So it becomes a ripple effect when you invert that pyramid.
Absolutely. So on the show, Dr. Dante, I asked my guests to give a flawless fact and a flawless nugget. And flawless was a divine download for me. All my life, I struggled with my flaws, right? Not being beautiful enough, not being smart enough, hiding from my alopecia birthmark, all the things, right? Just but the word flawless, society tells us it's aesthetically beautiful. The J Lo's, the Beyonce's, the Celine Dion's, right? But Tamika flawless, right, is self-love, confidence, and resilience, right? Walking in your purpose, owning who you are, your authentic self, and showing up as such, right? So can you give us a flawless fact, something that we can put in our actually a flawless fact is flat fact is something about you, something we want to know. It could be a fun fact, anything that you want to share with us about you.
Oh man, there's so many things. I mean, I would say I am a lover of music. I'm self-taught on the piano. I tried guitar. I haven't pursued it to the depth that I probably should. Um, and I'm a singer.
Awesome.
So that's a fun fact that some closest to me know, but others don't at all. And I would say what connects us, I think that music sound is so fundamental to our biological, physiological, and psychological makeup. It's the
Yes.
one thing that consistently unifies all of us culturally. And it's something that I connect with. So catch me at the next karaoke bar because I'll probably be there.
That's awesome. And give us a flawless nugget, something we can put in our back pocket and use anytime, anywhere. If we're going through anything, or just having our back pocket as a resource.
Oftentimes, our fears are predicated by our concern about how others perceive us. And if we can remind ourselves in those greatest moments of fear, two things. One, that we, as much as we are different, we're all very alike in that we all experience the same levels of fear, no matter where an individual is in their life. They all have had moments of doubt around themselves and others. So know that you're not alone in this fear experience that you're having and this unknown around how people are going to receive us. The second thing I would say is remind yourselves that you are enough. You're enough of what you need to be in that moment, in that circumstance, in that situation. And oftentimes, the things that have held me back is because I didn't tell myself I was enough. And I deserve to be exactly where I was in that moment, in that circumstance, in that time. And the more you can tell yourselves that, write it on a piece of paper in your wallet and stick it there. I am enough. And the more we remind ourselves of that, the more we recognize, okay, so I'm not alone and I'm enough.
Yes, I love it. I have those. I have affirmations everywhere, right? My
Yeah,
mirror in my car, and my mirror in my bathroom, all the places, right? And and,
that's
and,
right.
and once again, when you're affirming, speaking those things to life, you don't
That's
just
right.
say them because you could just say them, but
That's right.
nothing's going to change, right? You have to believe it, like you said earlier,
Yes,
and feel it, right? And know, that that's who you are, right?
that's right.
This has been powerful, powerful, powerful. Where can people find your work to continue these conversations?
Yeah, like I said, any major social media platform, especially LinkedIn, or go to the web, lightpointadvisors.com. You can visit drdontevaughan.com. And there are many pathways to reach out to me, message me, email me, give me a call. I enjoy these conversations. I enjoy trying to be a positive light in individuals' lives, as many have done for me and continue to do for me. So to look me up there, let's continue the conversation.
Awesome. Dr. Donte Vaughn, thank you for your wisdom and for showing us how to navigate fear, doubt, and also the weight of leadership with courage and clarity. What resonated with me the most is that funnel and that pyramid. That's my greatest takeaway from this, and
Awesome.
I'm gonna use it. And thanks again. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
appreciate you having me, Tamika. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, I will. I will. Thank you. So today we uncovered how fear often hides behind success, how confidence sometimes lag behind opportunity, and how doubt can be managed with the right support tools. Most importantly, we've learned that being a visionary, leader, trailblazer all takes courage, right? Confidence, courage first, confidence comes later as a result of that courage, and that no one has to walk the journey alone. To our viewers, thank you for following us on Flawless Conversations. Until next time, remember, your power lies not in perfection, but in authenticity. I'm Tamika Jones. This is Now Media TV.